Hi everyone. In another one of your little bags you will find some poppers on a tape, some Velcro and some ribbon. We're just going to work with the Velcro at the moment. Now I've trimmed this Velcro to 10 centimetres long and the ribbon to 20 centimetres long. We're going to actually sew the rough part of the Velcro directly onto the fidget mat, but with the other side we're going to make a decorative flap. So I normally just fold down the top and then pin it in place, pin the Velcro in place over the top of that. So that's going to be the top of the flap. And then at the bottom, because they've got older hands and it can sometimes be difficult for them to pick things up and fiddle with, well, too fiddly things, even though it's a fidget mat, we need to add a little flap at the bottom of this so that they've got something to actually grab a hold of when they then try to undo the Velcro. So it's going to fold that up at the bottom, so you end up with a little flap at the bottom, which is around about 4.5 centimetres. So you've got a tiny bit at the top and a bigger one at the bottom, and then what we need to do is to just stitch the Velcro in place. So stitch it fairly close to the edge and as neatly as you can, all the way down. Again, this is in straight stitch. You could use zigzag if you want to. The only thing with that, of course, is that it will show through on the other side. It might look a little bit less tidy. So I'm just going to go across at the bottom here to hold the Velcro in place at the bottom as well. Pick up the other side. So we now have our little flap, as you can see. I'm then going to position my strip of Velcro onto my fidget mat base. This will of course fit over the top like so. So let's have a little look and make sure that you're happy with where it's positioned. I think that's probably about right. So I'm just going to pin this piece of Velcro in place. It is very, very stiff, but the machine is quite strong enough to go through it, so don't worry too much. I know that some people are a bit daunted by sewing Velcro, but it's actually easier than it looks. So again, we're just going to stitch this in place using straight stitch, nice and neat and tidy on the side. All the way around. Try and make it as close as possible to the edges, because otherwise it sort of tends to flap a little bit. Right, so that's that piece in place, and we're just going to trim off that little bit of thread here. I'm just going to place, remember that the long bit is at the bottom and the short bit is at the top. Just going to place it on top of the, I try and make sure you've got it all evenly on there, like so. Just going to trim those little bits of thread off. Don't want to get them caught when we're stitching. And then I'm just going to stitch along the top to secure the top flap to the bottom piece of Velcro. because Velcro is quite strong, I'm going to go back and go across it 2 or 3 times to make sure that it's really well secured. It doesn't matter that it flaps a little bit at the top. That's just something more that they can have a little fiddle with. Just trimming off the little bits of thread here. So now you've got this little loop at the bottom with a little piece for them to grip a hold of. You're going to enable them to open and close the Velcro more easily. And that's your Velcro patch.